Pokemon. It's one of those things that happens pretty much every year or so. And unlike the majority of other things that happen pretty much every year or so, it's just about the only one I will put money into and not feel like a fucking arse licker. This time around, it's Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. These being the definitive versions of last year's not very Ultra Sun and still not all that Ultra Moon. In terms of what you expect from a new definitive Pokemon title, or just as a Pokemon title in general, this game delivers. But that's just it. It delivers. Does it really do all that much else? To start with, I'll begin with the story. I'm not going to be throwing out any major spoilers, but the story is pretty fucking similar to the aforementioned not quite to the Ultra stage yet Sun and Moon of last year. What disappointed me initially was a bit of reliance on the old cutscenes and clips from the original games without a whole lot of deviation in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. Now, if you don't want me to spoil the first 3 minutes of the game, then I suggest you avert your little bitch eyes right the fuck now. They just reused that same scene where the little galaxy bitch gets attacked on the bridge by those feathered fucks, and you run in and save the day by cowering over the top of it. Despite the fact that you have your starter Pokemon by this point in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. It was a little disappointing to see this rehashing at the start of the game, especially since a big low point of last year's games was that the start of the game was slow and very handholdy. One thing that is a slight bonus is that you no longer have to sit through like a 3-minute cutscene where you can't save before picking your starter. So if you're one of those dickbags that will reset until they get a shiny or some shit, then good news for you, fuckboy. The characters are more or less the same, except we now got Gay Pride Rocket and these fancy looking fuckbags hanging around, rather than just Team Discount Vanilla Ice. Overall though, story-wise and gameplay-wise, this is another pretty solid entry to a well-established franchise that will no doubt continue for a long time to come. However, and this is a big however, I am torn between whether or not this game is good or shitboys extreme. I'll just start by saying that for once, a developer has put Wooper in their game. But some evil fuck decided that Wooper wasn't good enough to be in the alolan Pokédex. Now how the fuck you gonna do that to me, huh? How you gonna expect me to breed the trash shit evolves into? And how you gonna even expect me to catch him like this? In terms of actually obtaining a Wooper in this title, it's not really so much of a problem, considering I have pretty much every other game leading up to this one so I can transfer and shit. Just as plenty of other people who enjoy the series can and hopefully will. But what it does mean is that I can't enjoy the company of the greatest thing to have ever been conceived by a human mind throughout the story of this game. But why didn't they put Wooper in the alolan Pokédex? Was it because they couldn't figure out an alolan form for him? Game Freak, watch this shit. You remember alolan Executor, right? Well, here we have a Wooper. And now, we have an alolan Wooper. Easy as it looks, fellas. We'll even give him a nice shirt to really spice it up. It's just another disappointing miss of the mark from a prominent developer in the industry. Nonetheless, however, at least Wooper is getting some recognition in a popular title. In the end, I'm forced to conclude that this game doesn't really suck the proverbial balls, but it also isn't as great as it could be. So I guess what I'm trying to say is that Yu-Gi-Oh! Fucking sucks ass.